The kingdom of Udiala was a land of beauty and prosperity, ruled by King Obiora and Queen Nnenna. Their palace, made of the finest gold and marble, stood tall in the heart of the kingdom, symbolizing strength and power. But amidst all the splendor, a dark secret lingered, one that brought shame to the royal family. Princess Oma, the only daughter of King Obiora, was breathtakingly beautiful. Her skin was smooth like the morning sun, her eyes sparkled like the stars, and her voice was as soft as the whispering wind. Every man in Udiala dreamt of marrying her, and every maiden envied her beauty. But there was one problem, one that overshadowed her elegance. Oma smelled terribly. Not just an ordinary bad odor, but an unbearable stench that filled the air wherever she went. It clung to her skin, her clothes, and even the very walls of the palace. The scent was so strong that servants covered their noses when she walked by, and even the royal guards, trained to endure discomfort, struggled to stand close to her. The stench had no explanation. The best healers and herbalists in the kingdom had been summoned, but none could find a cure. They bathed her in the finest herbs, poured expensive perfumes on her, and even performed spiritual cleansings, yet nothing worked. The smell persisted, growing stronger as she aged. The mystery of Oma's smell became a curse upon the kingdom. Some believed she was under a spell, others whispered that she was cursed from birth, and some said it was a punishment from the gods for a sin unknown. But no one dared to speak about it in front of the king. Despite her beauty, no prince or nobleman dared to seek her hand in marriage. Suitors who once sent gifts withdrew their proposals after coming close to her. Whispers spread throughout the land, and soon Oma became the subject of ridicule. Yet, no one knew the true cause of her unbearable stench. And Oma herself had no idea why. Oma's life was nothing like what one would expect for a princess. Instead of being adored and celebrated, she lived in isolation. The palace servants avoided her unless duty forced them to be near. Even her own parents, King Obiora and Queen Nnenna, struggled to endure the scent that surrounded her. The queen often wept in secret, wondering what sin she had committed for the gods to punish her daughter this way. The king, though strong before his people, was deeply troubled. He had conquered enemy lands and expanded his kingdom's wealth, yet he could not solve the mystery of his only child's unbearable stench. Every healer in Udiala had been summoned to the palace at least once. Some claimed the smell was a curse from the gods. Others said an evil spirit clung to her. One even suggested that she had been exchanged at birth by spirits from the underworld. In desperation, King Obiora sought answers from the wisest men in the land. He offered gold, land, and anything else they desired if they could cure his daughter. Yet, nothing worked. The smell remained. Princess Oma sat in the center of the royal chamber. A heavy silence fell upon the room as the last herbalist shook his head in defeat. Your Majesty, I am sorry. This curse is beyond human healing. The words struck the king like a dagger. Desperation filled his eyes. What more could he do? Suddenly, a loud voice echoed from the palace gates. I know why the princess smells. All heads turned. The guards rushed to the entrance, and there, standing in the dim evening light, was an old, frail woman. Her eyes, deep and mysterious, held a knowing gaze. Her voice, though cracked with age, carried an undeniable power. She took a step forward, her walking stick tapping against the stone floor. Then, in a voice filled with eerie certainty, she declared, Your Majesty, the truth behind your daughter's curse has been hidden for too long. But if you wish to hear it, be warned. What I am about to reveal will change everything. Eyes cut to black, end of part 1. Eyes.